The Flood is a 2023 Gator horror flick directed by Brandon Slagle, with Chad Law and Josh Ridgway writing the script. The film follows a bus of convicts that is forced to seek shelter at a flooded sheriff's office. Unaware who they are truly transporting, the station is put under siege. However, 556 isn't their only problem, as Gators have found their way inside, and they are hungry. Convicts, officers of the law, and mercs will have to band together or become chow for their scaly foes.
How'd you know? Shit.
Or petty, one-dimensional tropes will cause them just kill each other. Either way, grab a mop and call the plumber, because this is The Flood. The film starts with two people way overreacting as they commit breaking and entering due to a bit of rain. These two are Summer, played by Devani Pinn, and Clarence, played by John Meister. They really are only here for one reason, and that's to add to the body count. So... not the best CGI, also not the worst. If the cast is half decent, maybe this film can be fun. Holy shit, it's Casper Van Dien of Starship Troopers fame. He's playing a convicted cop killer by the name of Russell Cody. Of course, he isn't the only occupant of the bus. We have a rather large cast for this film, so here goes. Big Jim is played by Ewan O'Brien. Jonks is played by Randall Bacon. The ironically named Floyd, played by Mike Ferguson. Angelo is played by Bear Williams. So, of the convicts, I know none of these people apart from Casper Van Dien, though Bear Williams was in Tremors Shrieker Island. That series will have its time on the channel one day. But hey, we can't just have convicts on this bus, so our boss men are Stamper, played by Ryan Francis, and wait a minute. This guy played young Peter Pan in Hook? I'll be honest, I simply didn't see that one coming. Unlike Stamper and Bill, played by Randy Wayne, who can clearly see they'll need to take shelter.
Yeah, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. God's gonna be pissing on us for the rest of the night.
But if you think the storm is rolling in fast, we need to meet our group of mercs, who run through this scene so quickly, I'm convinced they were paying by the minute. Well, luckily the sheriff's station of Joe Newman, played by Nikki Whelan, is open for business. Despite the rather slow day, the station is flooded. Had to get one in there. Just like Deputy Pine, played by Jonathan Sampson, needs to get downstairs for some sandbags. I don't think you should be worried about flooding. You should be more worried about roof gators crawling in through the goddamn roof. Wait, what? Yeah, I know the CGI isn't great in this film, but we're shown the 3-story tall building. And then this way darker area that has gators just crawling into what I assume is the building. Of course, I suppose at least Pine is destined for a Darwin Award as he fucks with electrical equipment, well, balls deep in water. Don't worry, Pine, you'll have plenty of death options, from the mercs waiting outside to strike to that gator somehow hidden in that small room with you. Oh yeah, there's a gator in there now. I won't nag on the size proportions too much, but hopefully the film will avoid coming back to this area. They'll do that, right? Anyways, it's time for the prisoners to be moved inside. For some reason, the mercs don't strike yet, but I suppose I wouldn't want to interrupt a Vogue photo shoot either.
When I call your name, I need you to step forward.
Now, Sheriff, I already did the roll call.
That's a bona fide cop killer right there, Sheriff.
Well, okay, I guess I have to make this joke.
Bona fide cop killer right there, Sheriff. Ain't that right, Russell Cody?
I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them all!
Well, the place is just getting wetter, so let's get some heat going.
Question ain't seen him.
Now, it isn't a necessarily bad shootout. We never really see anyone shoot at each other, but I think this works since the mercs are pushing from outside where downpour's obscuring them. That said, there's some blatant B-roll footage, or footage used from another film, as not one of the mercs is using a suppressor. Also, despite it being a sheriff's station, not one of them goes to get their hands on anything better than their sidearms.
How many of you are still in here?
Who the fuck are you?
This would be Rafe, played by Louis Madilor. He is not messing around.
Free!
Though, why you'd yell freeze at the group of 4 with bigger guns, well, there's a lot of Darwin Awards being handed out today. At least Newman manages to strike one of them back. This surprisingly doesn't see her or Deputy Whitlock, played by Alexander Winters, shot. Though this does see them captured, Stamper disarmed, and the mercs' goal of getting Russell basically completed.
Didn't expect on saying us. Now did you?
Oh, but those damn security tapes need to be taken care of. So, Merc Carter, played by Kim DeLonghi, has to go with the sheriff. Oh, and the wounded Merc Omar has the worst luck, as not only is he down next to a stealth gator, his shots also aren't heard, despite us clearly establishing that gunshots can be heard easily by everyone in the holding cells. Though I suppose the random as hell bitching between the blondes and disagreement between our Merc leader and convicts were probably covering it up. Wait a minute, wasn't there a gator in that room? Oh, so you fuckers can hear gunshots now. Poor Omar clearly disagrees with the mission, gets shot in the neck, is ignored by all his squad mates, all to be torn apart by a gator. And the worst part is that he died long before the only black guy in the film. What a sad end. At least Rafe is understanding.
Alligators?
How'd you know?
So the acting has been rather bad, a fair bit through the film. I mean, it's okay enough for what it is, but you just get some really wooden lines like this.
If it was up to me, I wouldn't be here right now.
Me neither, bro. Please let us out.
Or take Newman, who is currently being chased by gators.
Open the door.
Well, letting them in lets in the water and a hungry gator, who chomps down on Rafe. Luckily, Russell is able to grab on, but that gator is just too damn powerful, dragging Rafe away and forcing them to shut the door. Well, you were a fuck ton of help, weren't you? What follows I really need to describe. So the remaining merc tells Russell this.
I kill her. We kill them.
Now, despite saying that and everyone hearing it, he proceeds to open all the cells, and the convicts, or well, at least one of them, starts trying to kill Newman. You have a shotgun. She's right there. They are contained. This really doesn't make any sense. If you want them dead, just kill them. Also, what about the two guards still locked up? They don't do anything. It's not a horrendous fight or even really a girl power thing, but it's just so out of place, unnecessary, and frankly, cringe-inducing to watch. Well, I bet you feel like the dumbest prick ever. I really don't know why the past 3 or so minutes needed to happen. It feels like padding just to pad. Well, anyways, it's revealed that the mercs were planning to exfil via jet skis. With the way out of their situation, they band together to climb out of the quickly flooding room, and the quickly gator-infested room. Wait, how the hell did that door get open? It's half in water, and was locked. See, that's the problem with this movie. It seems like the writers kept thinking they needed stakes, so they just threw random shit in, without thinking if it made sense, or finding a better way to move on. You weren't written into a corner here, guys. Well, anyways, there's a gator named Darek, and he chomps for that neck. Floyd ain't breathing anymore. Now in the upper levels, Angelo begins plotting to jump the officers and steal the jet skis. Also,
How do alligators even get upstairs?
Gators can cloud.
No shit.
No shit.
yes, that is actually true. Cool and scary all in one. So Newman, Russell, and Jocks all go upstairs for... I'm not really sure. Plot-wise, it gives Russell time to reveal some backstory. Basically, Russell here got doom-guyed. He joined up with the military, CO gave an order he couldn't do, and the argument became physical. So unable to get a job, he became a driver for illegal activity, and ended up joining with Rafe, who were all ex-military. However, on a job to steal some money, a few cops come across them. Rafe and company gunned down at least 3 of them. Russell floored it out, conveniently keeping the money. However, when he arrived at the rendezvous point, the cops ambushed him, and he got charged with the cops' death. It should be added, he hid the money somewhere, and that is why the mercs are trying to get him out. This is not a Brotherhood situation. This is, hey, where the fuck's my money situation. Money that I stole. So not my money, but also my money. Also, this is probably the most acting Casper Van Dien has done in this entire movie.
Cop showed up and Rick turns on a dime and shoots the first cop 6 times, dead center. Rest of his gangs take out the other 2, and before they get in, I hit the pedal to the floor.
He's largely been quiet or given sparse dialogue. Shame it's cut short by the arrival of another gator.
Shoot him.
Wait.
Lady, it's a modern rifle, not an arquebus, okay? Much as I dislike Annihilation, it at the very least shows what a full auto from a rifle can do to a gator. Even a mutated one. So while Jocks is getting killed, Angelo retrieves a spare pistol and attacks. The remaining convict tries to help. Meanwhile, the merc does what he does best. Absolutely fucking nothing. Also this scene.
B, a wooden spike. C.
Yeah, that's so weak, man. I'm already holding this crossbow. Why can't I just shoot him myself?
Well, Newman and Russell decide to drop in at a bad time, taking out the last merc, while a gator drags Angelo away. We then get something that I'm pretty sure isn't meant to be a comedy scene, but it lasts way too long. The final convict runs around distracting the gator while the other two just watch. Seriously, writers, you didn't have to pad this fucking hard. Ah shit, Rafe is alive. And now he's fighting Russell while Newman blows up the remaining gators for reasons. And he's now dead. The film ends with the two of them on jet skis, and Newman saying Russell died in that incident. The Flood was made on an estimated budget of $2 million. Jared Cohn was originally set to direct, but a scheduling conflict led to Brandon Slagold being director. Filming took place in Bangkok, Thailand, with the first release being the UAE, June 20th, 2023. It would hit the USA July 14th the same year. The final release to date would be Russia, July 11th, 2024. From what I could ascertain, the film did have a limited theatrical release, but I can easily see why it wasn't in many. The film's plot isn't the problem. The mixture of a gator film and jail bust isn't the worst idea. In fact, the film does work in some scenes. The characters don't need to be super deep, as you would come into something like this for action and gore, alongside suspense of who can or cannot be trusted. The problem is that the gore is heavily lacking, there really isn't much of it to go around, and most blood is just some splashed liquid on the actors or very poor CGI body parts. Now, the gators can in moments look good, but the film fails to stay consistent on their size. One moment they are small enough to remain hidden in a supply room with two other adults, both in knee-high water. The next they are massive, hulking beasts that take up entire hallways. The blatant padding to elongate the film doesn't help either. Well, if it was at least snappy, I could say it was a movie that delivered what it said on the tin. I instead end up getting bored and questioning why this is happening way more often. The actors playing Rafe and Russell are probably the best, but I really don't remember much about them. They're simply more memorable compared to those around them. All in all, Flood isn't the worst film to watch, but it's not one I suggest. There's better films in this category, as well as in the siege or prison bust department. It's clear why people weren't flooding theaters to see this, and you should death roll away from it too. I don't know what I'll be covering next, but let's hope it's something better.
You got the goddamn mark of the beast on your forehead.
Are you fucking serious? This is discrimination.